So, yes, this is what we're going to do, people. This is what we are doing here. We're going to go over the replay of the gold trade setup that I gave out to anybody to everybody. I did make two videos previously to this video, explaining to everyone exactly about the trade and whilst we were even in the trade at the time. So this was a live trade. I'm just trying to show people how Neo can work in the live markets as well. So it's not just like I'm just showing you an after. I actually showed you the before, the during, and this is obviously the after as it is because I've closed this trade now. I did explain that I use this to pass a proper count, this trade. I'm trying to just see how the daily and the 4 hour time frame work with the multi-time frame analysis when it comes to support, resistance, and structure in the market. That's how I'm using this setup at the moment. It's very, very good. It's not the strategy I'm using as my main strategy. Like I explained in the last video, there's an inner and there's an outer circle. Again, you can go to the previous videos to see that. So I don't make this one just too long. But it was very, very simple, guys and girls. Very, very simple. This was not hard at all. Can you still hear me, guys and girls? Because the mic here, the mic was lagging. You can still hear me, yeah? Just making sure. Can you still hear me? Yep. Okay, I can see in the chat someone said yes. Yep. All right, cool. So yeah, just let's pay attention to this. So again, we've got to move this forward one little bit. So we can see exactly how the table looked here at the bottom of the screen. Let me just get my drawing tool so everyone can follow suit. We can see how this table looked at the bottom of the screen. Very, very good. We've got a nice weekly lower high and a resistance as well. The number beside what you can see on the lower high and the resistance is how many bars ago it happened. So it will be kind of dictating what time frame you're on. So of course, you know, a weekly candle could be how many 4 hour bars ago. But what happens as soon as it starts at first, you do have like this. It's like how to explain it. Basically, if you're using a 4 hour time frame, it won't change until like that week has closed. But you start to see it moving more if it was like a daily time frame, and then how many 4 hour bars, so how many 4 hour candles were to that daily candle closing, the previous one. So this is how many 4 hour candles have passed since. And then obviously the 4 hour would just be the 4 hour chart, which is 240 there. So yeah, what I saw here was that I had the lower high here on the weekly. I had the resistance here on the weekly as well. I had a daily lower high as well and a resistance. Part of the new possible update I'm adding here, which is something to create a peak formation high and a peak formation low. I've spoken about this in VIP Zoom calls before, and I've also spoken about on YouTube. Basically, it's showing you where high and low of the week is basically locked in place, and price action should be reversing from there. And price will usually move 1 to 3 times its ADR length in a direction. So the ADR is not merged with this at the moment. It's just at the moment, it's just showing you when a possible high or low of the week has formed. So that's a peak formation high or a peak formation low. So you know that, let's say this point here was the highest point of the week and price can continue to go down. So we can see on a daily time frame, we have a peak formation high set up here as well. So this is giving me great confidence that price action can continue. Here, if I was to actually even add gold to this table over here, it will tell you that there was a 4 hour breakout candle as well, telling you that there's actually been a 4 hour order flow, or let's say a 4 hour order that's been put into the market for order flow. So there's volatility even on the 4 hour chart. So we have a lot of signs here telling you price action can continue to sell, specifically because of this update on Neo, which is showing you again, row 2 is bearish, row 3 is bearish, and row 4 is nice and bearish as well. And it's all new setups according to the bars ago. Yeah, cool. So I told every single person what I've noticed is I explained before is that when price action gets these type of setups, when you see specifically when you see a breakout of a support, you're going to more than likely see a retest and a continuation. This is what you see. This is called a turncoat level. So Neo actually picks up these turncoat levels as well for you when price action breaks through there. But even if you, obviously the candle will have to close and it could be a huge candle, so it's not going to appear until that 4 hour candle closes. So you can see all of these lines, these horizontal lines on my chart. This is actually Neo pinpointing different time frame support and resistance levels. So this white line here is the 4 hour support. And I know that as soon as price action breaks this, if this is correct, this table down here, then we should see a continuation of this sell trade setup. It's very clear it's here. The tables told me look for a sell. I was actually in a VIP Zoom call. If that person's here now, they can even literally, they can testify to, yeah, I literally saw this in a VIP one-on-one Zoom call that I had with a student. And I literally told the student, hey, yeah, this can sell. You know what? This can actually sell. I said, I'm going to actually give this trade out to everyone in the group. And then that's when I went to go and do the first video. So, boom. So, obviously, what I told every single person is that, okay, you can literally look for yourselves as soon as price breaks this level here, which is 3360. Again, you can see that in the video. And we're just going to wait to see what happens. So, let's just fast forward this a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. We're in 1 hour intervals, even though we're on a 4 hour chart. So we can see price action's gone up. And this is just an example of the turncoats for you here. So you can see it never went for the sell turncoat straight away. It went for the buy turncoat. You can see as soon as price broke that green line and it's closing, this is when you can even see it's telling you there's a new higher low.
Zay.
And the buy turncoat. Do we do this? Sorry.
Stay on point.
All right, somebody's mic was open, so we just closed that. Boom. So yes, you can see that's what happens. So this is how it will look for the resistance. So everybody, all they have to do is patiently wait for price to break that level. Now, as soon as price started to buy up, you can see a new support level has actually been formed here. That's okay, Mike. You can see a new support level has been formed here. So if you're actually understanding Neo and getting better with Neo, you'll realize that, okay, if price action now breaks this level here, I can look for an entry because you can see it moved it up basically. Because again, obviously price bought up, so a new support had been found. So you actually even had this 3363 here level for price action to come back down for a trade setup. And as soon as price goes through that level, you're looking for a sell continuation. Yes, this is live. This isn't the live market, if that's what you mean, Flawless. No. But this is a live trade I gave out. I gave out this live trade, and I'm trying to show people why I gave out the trade again. This was a huge trade. It was a huge trade, people. You'll see. And I gave this out, like I said, in the first video, you can see that I did. So I've got three. This is the third video. There's the second video of what happened during the trade. And there's the first video before the trade even happened. So I'm trying to show people live trades as well, because obviously that's everybody's fascination. But you don't show live trading, even though I've done many videos of live trading, even news trading as well. Just to show you the knowledge that I've picked up in the market from trading for over the last like almost 6 years now. So boom, you can obviously see here price action's gone up. Okay. I know there might be some people that have joined because they want signal and everything, but if you didn't catch the signal, you need to follow my channel more often. Stop running away and following everybody else. Follow my channel because I'm giving you direct information. Do you understand? So, and I say that with all respect. I'm like, you can keep watching me part-time, but you're going to miss a 1,000 pip trade when I give it out. You understand? So, boom. So anyway, now you can see here straight away, price action is still rejecting off this level. This is actually where I got my entry. And I got my entry up here on what the profits I actually posted, because you can see again why Neo's telling me on a weekly we're going down, on a daily we're going down. So technically this buyout shouldn't hold. So when I saw it doing this, coming back towards this FVG, that's when I entered. You don't have to do all of that stuff. Keep it simple. You can see if you just paid attention to the sell area here, which was this white line, yeah, or the previous one that we actually had. So let me just put sell line there, boom, yeah. You would have still been able to get a straight pending order from this level. Now, the next thing people might ask you is, okay, but where would I put my stop loss if I wanted to enter this trade like this? It's very simple, guys and girls. It's not if, but, shoulds. It's not me making some random thing just because you can see it in the market. No, I gave this all out as a clear example, again, live for everyone, not just, oh, but replay mode. No, I did it all live. You can see your stop loss could have been above here. This is what I put in the group. I didn't manage to do the second one on the live, but I did put it in the Discord, the Telegram groups as well, which again, there's proof of that when I posted that. Just that you've got this support area here because now we've got, you've got this resistance area here because this is a resistance. So as you can see, even price fell from it over here, yeah? So you've got this one or you've got this one. It depends on the risk to reward you want to take. So my one was above here. Obviously, as soon as price action, I've entered the trade from here and it's going down. My one was from there. Boom, boom, boom. And I've looked at the trade setup like that. So what I've done now is I've said, hey, boom, as soon as this one price kicks into this level, you can catch yourself a sell trade. And that's exactly what people did. You had a daily support level down here, giving you a 4.27R trade if price action continues. Price action was actually moving, as we can see, boom. So this is where I'm showing people profits, and we can see this happening. This is great. You can even see Neo now. Look at this table on Neo at the bottom here. Can't make this more easier for you guys and girls. This is bloody ridiculous. You also now, this is why I created this setup for people with the peak formation. So not only have you got a 4-hour daily peak formation, you've also now got a 4-hour peak formation telling you that, hey, price action should basically continue to sell from the close of that big impulsive candle. So even if you got in here, you pretty much still would have been able to catch this trade for a sell setup. Okay. Now, obviously, I've seen it start to pull back. We know it's gold. It likes to be funny sometimes. And then as soon as it came back to this breakthrough level, which was the support turncoat, so the old support becoming a new resistance, break and retest. As soon as it came back to here, I was like, okay, you could be looking for another re-entry on this sell. Again, that's in the free Telegram area. So even though this has changed now, that's not a problem because remember the weekly and the daily is showing. Sorry, I hate when this Zoom thing comes into play. So annoying. I'm sorry. When the weekly and the daily are now showing us that we can look for sell trade setups in this, even though the 4 hours pulling back, that's okay because the weekly and the daily is still holding us in this trade. And remember, it's giving us our activation by breaking through this level, telling us that it should continue to sell. As soon as it's showing us that, we're like, okay, yeah, cool. So as soon as it's pulled back to this same level, the break and retest, just like I explained at the beginning, boom, 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 more than likely it's going to continue to sell from there. So someone asked me in a group today, oh, we're waiting for price to go back to the sell zone for a continuation of a sell. I'm like, no, we're already in the trade. And even that question they've asked me, it's already gone back to the sell zone. This is when it did it. So I believe it was on Friday. Was it Friday? Let me check. It was Thursday. I've told everybody, hey, you can get back in this trade if you miss your first entry of the breakout. Do you understand? So I gave about 4 to 5 different heads up on this trade. So I said, you can get back in this trade if you want to. So let's just pay attention to what happens. Boom. You can see instantly off of that white line. If this is some type of he's just trying to sell us an indicator. Why is that white line there? This is years of data I've managed to gather and put together, understanding how high and lows form in the market. It's not something I've just come up with in 1 second and thought, oh my God, I can make a killing selling this to people. No, this is something I've actually been trading. And there's so many VIPs that can show you that, yeah, he was explaining this 2 years ago to me. All I've done now is put this into an indicator product because it's just to make it easier for everyone rather than you having to draw this all yourself. So boom, you can see the rejection off of this level, clear as day, yeah? Rejection off of this level. So everybody was still, if you missed the first entry, you were able to get that second entry in this. Now, this is what I've even noticed from today as well, that when we're paying attention to these setups coming in, the FVGs are already there. So not only did we have the breakthrough and the retest in this area, we also had an FVG that Neo printed there for you, telling you that there's sell orders on that candle that went down. So this is telling you sell orders are in this area anyway. Yeah, cool. So when you're looking for even possible re-entries, I don't personally trade like this. I'll wait for it to just get my first entry, take it from there. Once price starts moving off, I don't try to add more and more positions as it stands. In the future, possibly so, but for now, I'm happy with what I can get and exactly what I've shown in the group. I was able to make a killing off of this trade. Like, so I don't need to have 10 positions in the trade, is what I'm trying to tell you. So anyway, you can see as soon as it pulled back into the same, another FVG down here, we obviously see a continuation of this sell, then price action starts to pull back, but that's cool. This is why Neo's great as well, because all you're waiting for is an M1, an M2, or a high entry on Neo. This shows you when all the sells can be happening. And the W1, the W2, and the low shows you when all possible buys could be forming. It's basically showing you that a low has been formed or a high has been formed. When you're merging that with support and resistance as well, it's like you're getting double bubble. You're getting double the amount of strength you could get in a trade setup. Yeah. So look here, boom. As soon as we start to see what, boom, boom, boom. Oops. As soon as we start to see this, boom. You see the M2? Yeah, the M2 entry right here giving you another entry at 6 p.m. This was UK time. So this would have been 1 p.m. NY time on Friday for your re-entry for this sell trade. Price action's already gone to a new TP level that is hit here. Yeah, that was created with this wick low. That's fine. But we were looking for our max TP level down here. Yeah. So imagine we're still just going through this trade. This was all like this. Yeah. Good. And then now we just fast forward this. Remember, we're in this trade from the original setup it had from the previous week. And now we can see here, price action has almost hit our TP. So it technically hit it. Obviously, we had a 4.27, but I mean, you had a 4R setup on this trade. Yeah. There was no need for me to hold this trade any longer. And I've closed the trade. So I basically made 4R on this trade setup. And it was all shown to me from the entry from Neo. So the next thing I'm going to ask you guys and girls, is there any questions you have about Neo? Any questions so far before I show you a GBP CHF trade that I was able to give out again on this type of setup? Yeah. Any questions, anybody? You can put a yes, you can put a Y or an N in the chat. You don't have a mic. You can type the question. And before anybody asks, obviously this is a paid system. I'm tired of selling my body for free in this industry. My body is sore. There's not enough Johnson's baby oil for the amount of free trades I've given out. Years and years and years of trades, people. Before anybody asks, if you've got any questions, just get them there. So, but I'm going to show you here, just to show you that I'm not chatting a word of rubbish. Yeah. In my Discord, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I've had this Discord for like 5 years now. You can see I've been giving out years and years of trade ideas and signals in this chat. Yeah. Yeah. Years, people. This is all gold. It's all gold. Years, people. We can keep going. We can keep going. We can go for so long in here. So everything I'm showing you is not something I've done overnight. It's years. This is dating back to like 2020. Obviously, I'm not going to go all the way back there, but this is dating to 2020, people. Yeah. Okay, so you got no questions on that one I can see so far because nobody said anything. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know. Don't be scared. If you're scared, you won't make money in this game. I'll tell you that. Yeah, cool. All right, so now you can see that's just how simple it was for me to catch this gold trade. All I had to do is wait for the system to line up and then wait for it to break a support. Everything else I explained to you as to why it's doing what it's doing. But in terms of taking the trade, all I had to do, again, I'm going to go back here because some people might have missed it. I just want to make it clear for everyone. Yeah. All I had to do is literally wait. The market lined up, boom, you can sell this trade now. Look at that table at the bottom. Bloody clear. It's clear. For everyone that's watching this right now, is that not clear? Yes or no? That table telling you, what's it telling you to do based on the color? Let me know, guys and girls. What is it telling you to do right now, that table? Come on, people. If you're really here trying to make money and trying to watch this Zoom, interact with me because I'm about to do the school run and I'm doing this before I'm going to pick up my kids. Do you understand? Like, I'm trying to get this work with you guys and girls. But I've been on 100 pumped full of adrenaline today. So obviously after I close that cold trade as well. But yeah, there you go. So boom, simple. That's what the table's already told you to do. You didn't have to go a million miles to go and look for that. The only thing that's going to confuse some people at first with this, and I'm very clear, is because you're not going to pay attention to how long ago these things were bearish or bullish. But once you join the group, you're going to get this information. You're going to understand it better. And I always tell people, just wait. Don't trade at the beginning of the week. If you trade from like Tuesday onwards, this is going to turn into this. So imagine Tuesday, the market changes like this and looks more bearish like this in the table at the bottom, or bullish. Wednesday, it does it. I'm telling you, you're pretty much looking at a solid trade there. Do you understand? Are we looking at the alignment on the table, in the table on the 4-hour time frame? Yeah, you always look at it from a 4-hour perspective. It makes it easier for you to do that. Because even when we're doing the daily breakout, we'll have a daily chart on the right screen to look for the break of the daily EMA using Neo. It just shows us on the FEG table over here. Every market open, literally as soon as the market opens every day, we just check our daily chart with this indicator, and it'll tell us what pairs have broken through and created an order flow for buyers or sells. It does it automatically for all 28 pairs there, basically. Yeah. Cool. It will look like this with 2 columns, but on a daily time frame. But we enter on the 4-hour. So yes, you can be your main playing with time frame is the 4 hours, what I'm trying to tell you, because we're entering on the 4 hour. Yeah. Boom. Now look, straight away, as soon as that's happened, I already know that, okay, I could enter from here, but you can see this is a perfect example why the support and resistance break works in your favor, yeah, which is the turncoat. Because I've noticed and I've seen from Neo on MT4, anybody that's traded with me long enough, is that sometimes they could be 2 pips away from breaking a support, but they'll do exactly what you see here. And this is where people start to cry. Oh no, John, boom. Oh, the trade lost. Oh no. This is what they'll start telling me. The trade lost, do you understand? And from that whole setup there, that causes an issue. Do you get the point? Because people are like, oh my God, it didn't work. No, because you could have easily have just waited for price to actually break lower first before you decided to take that trade setup. Do you understand? And this is exactly what you start to see here. Hold on one second. Hold on. So, yeah. So yeah, so as soon as you just wait for the turncoat break, it's always better for you because boom. Sorry, I'm just seeing this chat boom. All right, cool. Because again, what do we see here? So you could have literally had a pending order here, people. You could have literally set up this trade setup, how this long and short haul looks. Not kidding. I'm not kidding, people. You don't even have to be at the screen once you've got something like this and you've played it and you learn and master this. Everybody's having a field day that's actually learning this in the Neo VIP group. If I'm lying, join the group and ask them. You can ask them. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Ask them. And you see, you could add a pending order from this level straight here. Your stop loss above this level here. If you wanted to be extra safe, you put your stop loss above here. You can see the support and resistance levels. Do you understand? Boom. There's still a 2 hour trade where it went to. That's a fantastic trade for something that you literally could have set and forget, as Alex likes to say. You get it? You could have literally have just had that there. Boom. Do you understand? No stressing. And then the next thing, as soon as price broke that level, it tends to always break these turncoat levels with a massive engulfing candle, like a huge candle. And then boom, you can see straight away, boom, price obviously just keeps moving. Just keeps moving. I just held this trade all the way through to today. That's what I did. So again, any other questions on this trade before I go into another pair? Any other questions? Any questions? So obviously what gold could do now for a little short sell is it could reverse off of this FEG here and now sell down to this level here because this is the liquidity low. So if they want to keep selling, they literally will just reverse off this FEG and then keep selling. But I wouldn't sell it like that. That's completely up to you. If you want to risk it, it's your own kettle of fish. You can do that if you want to. But I'm not doing that. That's up to you because, like I said, I gave 5 indications and a retest up at the top. And it also had an FEG retest over here as well. I mean, there was more than enough sells there. If you missed the sell, you missed the sell. What could I say? You know what I mean? There's only so much I could do unless I literally jump in front of your computer and then press buy and sell for you. There's only so much I could do. Yeah, so that's that one there. Okay, no one's got any questions on that one. Okay, the next thing we're going to go over to is this. Boom. Cool. So GBP CHF. We're going to do this. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go over to here. Give me a second. I'm going to do it right here. Boom. So again, I was on another one-on-one Zoom call. And as I was going through the pairs, because what I'm showing people on one-on-one Zoom calls now is literally what I do in the market every single day. And I've noticed that me explaining this over and over again and even being able to show people that book a one-on-one, they get the logic. They start to think more like how I'm thinking in the market when it comes to these setups, rather than kind of just getting confused and lost. It kind of gives them a more in-depth understanding of, oh, this kind of makes more sense for me to do this because I'm going to be able to trade what I want to trade, but at the same time, I'm also learning. So again, boom. So imagine GBP CHF has gone like this. We'll look at this table at the bottom. Okay, so it's not looking like the best setup at the moment. We're still just waiting for the setup. Boom. What do we see here now? This is why I tell you to wait for like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. By Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if you start to see the daily doing this, and this is why I created the peak formation thing, so it's just easier for people to see. That's giving you an indication that they've picked a direction to go for the rest of the week. So if it does it, let's say it does it on Tuesday, and you can look for a trade on Wednesday. more than likely, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're going to continue that direction for the rest of the week. It might be slow, the continuation. I'm not saying it's going to be some fast, big move every time, but they're more than likely continue that direction for the rest of the week. So we can see here we came into from Wednesday's close, it created the peak formation on the daily, meaning that they've locked in a low of the week, which is down here. Can you see? They've locked in the low of the week. So now we're going for possible continuations of a buy setup, but we have to wait for this. Okay, Siri, I did it. Siri, I didn't talk to you, Siri. Shush your mouth. Siri, shush. Shush. We're going crazy. So, boom. So now, obviously, we're looking at what? Because we can see on the 4 hour here that it's still a lower low. It's not a higher low on the 4 hour. It's a lower low. Sorry, it's a lower high, sorry. So we're going to be looking for a higher low to form, or we want to at least see a turncoat break. So let's see where the support resistance is. So the turncoat would be up here right now. This is my 4 hour resistance. So that would be my break and retest area. This is what I'm waiting to see if price does. Yeah. So Neo's literally telling you, wait, boom. So now we've got one here. Can you see? One right over here. So we're just waiting to see if price breaks this level. Boom. Yeah. As soon as price broke this level on Friday here, boom, what did we see? Can you see the turncoat appear? Look at this, guys and girls. We already know it's locked in this. Now we can see, sorry, let's get this tool here, because I hate when this Zoom thing keeps popping up, I'm sorry. Boom. Now we can see the support turncoat has appeared there as well, telling us that we can get a break retest. I gave this trade out live. It wasn't even a signal, it was a trade idea because I already made the money for the week off the 2 signals I gave out anyway. Do you understand? And I gave that out to all the VIPs in Neo. And it was very good, those signals on GJ. I showed them on the other Zoom call. But this was just literally like, guys and girls, if this works like this thing is solid as hell, as we can see. Friday came in, boom, we've seen the turncoat break, told everybody this is what can happen. It started to pull back, so maybe some people got a bit scared. But then as it got to late New York, boom, 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 what do we see? Boom. Massive engulfing candle break through that level again. Do you understand? Boom. Price action continues. At this point, I'm already up in profits as well. Price action's basically hit a take profit level here, which was an old daily resistance. So you can see even the dailies turn to a turncoat. Now you can even see what the power is like when it goes to a daily turncoat in the continuation of this move. And then now look, boom. So we go into Monday now. Boom. Monday, price action hits our target level right up there. Do you see? No different from gold, just a reversal. Just a reversal. The only thing that was different, I would say, on this one compared to gold, like the proper thing that was different, was if we go back over here, yeah, the weekly time frame here, let's move forward. The weekly was bearish, but we was just in a weekly pullback. How were we able to understand that this could continue to buy? I told people about this trade, but possibly buying from Monday. Again, all the proofs in the VIP. Because we can even see here, we have a weekly support. And then if they didn't want to keep buying this, there would have been a very slim chance that they would have locked in this peak formation low here on the daily. They wouldn't have locked this in. Sorry, come off. Yeah, that thing's so annoying. They wouldn't have locked in this peak formation on the daily on the table. So that's when a higher low has 1 bar ago and a support and resistance has 1 bar ago. That tells you that, hey, this is a very good support or a very good resistance that's pretty much formed. So if you're getting that on a daily, the strength is obviously very strong. If you get that and then you get a breakthrough on the 4 hour, it's telling you that, hey, they're looking to continue this trend. So this has already shown us that, hey, we could be looking for a continuation of that weekly support. Even though it's got weekly bearish here, there's way more from the weekly to the 4 hour that's telling us to look for continuations of buys. And that's exactly how this trade played out. Here, boom. You see, Neo showed you all of this before it had happened to when it had happened. And now you can obviously see because of this, what is this now? This is just a massive weekly breakout. Do you understand? This is what we're seeing here now. Just a nice, massive weekly breakout. So now all you'd be looking for continuations of buys, because if we go over to the daily, yeah, boom. Whoops, hold on a second. So what am I looking for now in here? This has probably broke the moving average. Yeah, there you go. So this is going to pop up as a moving average break. So all we're waiting for now on the continuation of the buys for GBP CHF, we're waiting patiently. It's going to create a new daily support somewhere like here. And then all we're going to do is wait for price action to pull back into it and then buy again. So that might not be this week. That might not even be next week. That might be going into, it might be the third week. But I don't care. I've got 28 pairs to look for. But when it is ready, it's going to pull back into that area and continue. Do you understand? It's going to create a new daily support and do that same type of setup again for a new continuation of a buy. So all I have to do is just keep waiting for it. It's the same thing for gold. Gold is not in that level anymore at the moment. So all we have to do is wait. So what I'm waiting for on gold now, people are probably thinking, okay, but okay, what's gold doing then? If you can read that. This is exactly what I'm waiting for on gold, why I'm not giving nobody no type of trade ideas or whatever it is at the moment, yeah? Right now, gold is even weekly bullish now because the candle, even though it bought up massive before it sold, do you understand? Which again, Neo spotted out. I've shown you in the previous videos, it spotted this buy just based on the daily and the 4-hour table. Before the buy went off, it was there, people. So it literally helped you catch the buy and the sell. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is crazy. Oh, bro, I'm tired of selling my body. I'm not selling my body for free no more. I'm sorry. I'm not selling my body anymore. Oh, people, it's crazy. I'm telling you. So now, cool. The next thing we're waiting on this, yeah? No problem, Mike. That's cool. Boom. So now, literally, all we're waiting for gold to do is something as simple as this. We're just waiting for it to go down. Then we want it to flip back on the daily to bullish, which is done already. Yeah. But we want it to create a daily support as well. That's what I'll tell you is the best thing. The real best thing right now is for it to create a daily support. But even if it doesn't create a daily support, it's still got the daily, sorry, not daily support, my bad, sorry. Let me correct myself because I was thinking of GBP We want it to, it's already got the daily resistance, so that's even cool. But I would want it to create a newer daily resistance. So it might play around a little bit, yeah? Create a new daily resistance. Let's just say it plays around a bit, creates a new lower high on the daily, yeah? And then we're going to be catching the trade to go down some more. That's what you could be doing, literally. Literally, that's what it's going to do. That's what I want it to do, sorry, not what it's going to do. That's what I want it to do. I want it to create a new daily lower high, yeah, and then follow exactly how it looked at the start of this entrance, the entrance for the trade up here. That's what I want it to do. Now, I'm not saying gold can't just do a massive sell with it saying a higher low on there. Yes, it can, but guess what, people? I don't care. Because if it does say what it's going to say, then at least I know I've got more confidence in my trade setup. It's that simple. So if I do want to catch this trade again, I want it to line up again. And then I'm going to say, hey, guys and girls, gold looks like it can continue this sell. Get ready. Do you understand? That's literally what I'm going to do. I'm not even trying to be cocky or arrogant or anything. I'm not saying that because I lose trades. I hold drawdown. I do. People have been there. I'm holding drawdown. I'm there just sitting, waiting. But I'm telling you that this is what the system's doing. It's there. It's £50 and this is what it's doing for you. I don't know what more to do, people. Like, this is a madness I've created here. It's so individual, this indicator. You're not going to pretty much get this anywhere else. Nobody's create. Obviously, people create their own indicators, but I'm talking about nobody's got the replication of this indicator. What indicator have you used where you can see 3 tables on the chart? How many indicators can you see where you can read pairs, all 28 of them at once in the blink of an eye? Crazy. So yeah, anyway, that's pretty much it, people. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want the video to be like 45 minutes long or anything. But yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are. If you want to get Neo, you hit me up. And yes, I am going to market and sell it because I've sold my body to make this, not sleeping. I slept like 3 hours yesterday trying to do this damn peak formation update, but it's still not working. I want to get the peak formations to appear over here. So you can see peak formations appearing on every single pair. So literally, that's what I'm trying to do. But hey, we can only take it in its steps and its strides, you know? No problem, mate. No problem. Hit me up if you want to get this indicator. Let me know. And yeah, you're not going to be upset. I'm always in my VIP group. I don't just leave you there and you don't know what to do. Like literally someone joined up today and I made a whole tutorial on how to install Neo now just because somebody signed up today and said, mate, I'm confused and I haven't used TradingView before. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do stuff like that every single day for someone that joins, but that's how helpful I am is what I'm trying to tell you guys and girls. You know? All right, cool. We'll leave it there anyway. Everybody have a great day. I'm waiting to probably about Wednesday, CPI. I want CPI to show me what it does first because it's going to start making a load of pairs change their daily their daily setups. The weeklies will stay the same because it will take to next week to change. But a lot of pairs are going to change this daily setup and create peak formation high. Watch it. If I'm lying, I'm flying, people. There's going to be so many new, as long as it does a big move, CPI, there's going to be so many new peak formation highs and lows that form with CPI news release because of the push in the market. And after that, I'm looking to get in. So imagine this. I want to say this here before I go so people can understand. Imagine your week starts like this, yeah? Boom. Your week starts here. Cool. Then CPI comes in around here, yeah? Cool. I'm looking to get in on the other side of the move. You see? This is what I'm trying to get in. So I'm not trading yet. I want to see what CPI does. And then I'm going to start looking for my entries, whether they're buyers going up or sells going down on any single pair. That's not just gold, that's any pair. Do you understand? So that's what I'm waiting for, guys and girls. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Love you all. Peace. Easy. I've got to do the school run because I can't be late. I can't tell the school about candlesticks. They won't listen to me. They won't understand that this is the future. You understand? But that's between me and you guys. It's the future. Yeah? All right, cool. I'll see you later, people. All right, bye.